have you this evening. It's a great, interesting, good evening. Good evening, not because it's just a greeting. Good evening because it's indeed a good evening. Hope we're all doing fine. My name is Prolific, and this is the R4M studio. It's good to have you again, and I'm really looking forward to the fact that we're going to have a very interesting time. Last week, Saturday, we stopped on the topic what love is. We're looking at what love is, right? And it's imperative that we know what we're dealing with for us to be able to engage properly. There was something my boss said today, that one of the things that Ready for Marriage seeks to solve is knowledge gap. Okay, it's knowledge gap. Knowledge gap makes the difference. So that's one of the things that we seek to sort out here on Ready for Marriage. In case you're just joining us, you're welcome. Please do well to say hi, say what's up, say hello in the comments section, and tell us where you are watching from. Very, very important. Okay. So tonight we're going to be having a continuation, but before we do that, I'd just like to run through who we are, what we are all about. Okay, Ready for Marriage is basically a platform. Okay, we're a platform that makes meeting easy. I mean, that's the easiest way to put it. We're the platform that makes meeting easy. But beyond making meetings easy, we also put out educational tips. We also try to enlighten the public, and we just make it easy basically for you to meet that man or meet that woman that you really want to get married to. We're not just all about having to meet people and waste their time. We're all about having to meet people and get married, but beyond getting married, get married with knowledge and have a very happy marriage also. Okay, presently we're running our photo contest. In case you are just joining for the very first time, we'll be running our photo contest, and you do well to send in your pictures, send in your entries, send us a DM, and we'll send you a link. And from that point on, all you basically need to do is follow us on every social media platform at Ready for Marriage, and tell your friends, tell your family, tell your relatives to also do the same, to be able to enable you to win our star prize, which is the 1 million naira. We also have 500,000 naira to give out and 200,000 naira to give out also. Okay. Also here on Ready for Marriage, would love to have your questions. Also, if you have whatever it is that is bugging you, we'll have counselors that would be willing to talk with you, to counsel with you, and to have a very great time. Every evening we'll go live from Mondays to Saturdays. We're here on live on every social media platform, making sure we share, we learn together. So yeah, like I love to say, it is a dialogue and not just a monologue. What that means is we're going to be dealing with every single topic together. So it's not just me who is meant to do the entire talking. All right. So yeah, we're looking at what love is. What is love? What is love? I wish we were in a classroom right now, so I could do this like a revision, where you get to ask, your students, what did you learn? What was the major highlights for you? But sadly, we're not in a physical classroom, even though we are in a virtual classroom, because we're learning, and relationship, dealing with a human being, basically is knowledge based. Okay, it's knowledge based. We don't relate to people based on assumption. In fact, even the knowledge, say, what would they talk? Because people are dynamic, sometimes they're not so predictable, but then knowledge has a way of helping you to be able to deal with people properly, interact with people properly. Okay, so Please feel free to again tell us where you're watching from. I just want to make sure that I prep us properly and wait for a few of our followers to join us on the live program this evening, okay? So we're going to be looking at what love is, and this is the part 2. So we looked at a few things. One of the things I highlighted was the fact that love is not rude, okay? Love is not rude because that's not good, okay? Love is not rude. Love is not rude. And what that simply means is that a person who really loves you would put your feelings into consideration. A person who really loves you has a very high level of emotional intelligence, right? A high level of emotional intelligence has a way of weighing his or her words, okay? I really like, and I've seen a few people talk about this where they say stuff like they love people in a relationship who, would quarrel, who would have differences, and then when they have misunderstandings, when they exchange words, basically, they still have a way of sieving their words, right? So you don't have people, use very abusive words, but you're able to, well, because we're humans, sometimes raise your voice, okay? Even though we're not saying you should raise your voice in an argument, but it happens. It does happen, okay? Let's be realistic. It does happen. So sometimes you do raise your voice because you're really upset with your partner. However, you sieve your words. You don't use abusive or demeaning words. You don't use abusive or demeaning words. You are not rude. And when you do that, no matter how upset you are, love has a way of putting you in check. Love has a way of dealing objectively with what it is that you are not happy about with your partner, maybe a character trait or some kind of habit they keep repeating, right? So love has a way of putting you in check without necessarily, insulting the person, okay? The personality of your partner. And this is one thing that we don't really consider so much in relationships. So we have people just say, I'm upset, I'm angry, and you just say whatever, that comes to mind. And much later have to begin to apologize. I've been a culprit, yeah? I've been a culprit in time past when it comes to that also. So love basically is not rude. Having this at the back of our mind begin to help us to navigate on how to be a lot more emotional intelligent, okay? To be emotional intelligent, to be able to put yourself in the shoes of your partner. Put yourself not just as a speaker, but put yourself as a recipient of the words that is being spoken, okay? And I really think that if we're able to put ourselves or see ourselves in the light of the recipient of words, we'll be a lot more careful with the words that we use. If you look at it critically, apart from money, which is a very major thing, many relationships don't work out because of verbal abuse. The society really raises her eyebrow when there is so much of when there's so much of physical abuse, right? But then verbal abuse is equal to physical abuse. The difference is you just don't see the eye bags, the scars, and all of that, the cuts. But then it's still a cut to the heart. It's still a cut to the person's self-esteem. So you go through a relationship and it doesn't work out, and you have someone who actually begins to feel less of he or herself. As much as I don't believe that people should, hope or look for their identity in the next person. But then because you love someone, it has a tendency of affecting your self-esteem. So I'm just going to go to the comment section right now. I have one person online, and it is Judith Yusuf. Hi, Judith Yusuf. How are you doing? Hope you had a great day. We're so excited to have you here on the live show, and we really hope to hear from you. Please tell us where you're watching from, and do well also to tell us what you think or what you believe or what you know love is. Because, yeah, nobody knows it entirely. So please, we'd like to know, we'd like to hear what you think or what you believe love to be, okay? So yeah, I was saying that love is not rude, okay? So emotional intelligence, a person who possesses a high degree of emotional intelligence, it says a lot about you loving. And when I say loving, I'm not just talking about a romantic relationship. I'm saying you have regard for humanity. You have regards for human beings like you, all right? So we've looked at love is not rude, right? Love is not rude. Love is considerate. Love is considerate. In economics, we'll talk about scale of preference. Love prefers its neighbor. Love prefers its neighbor. It's still connected to love not being rude, because when you don't want to be rude to someone, it means you put their feelings into consideration, right? So love is considerate. Love is considerate. We'll find, these days on social media, we have a lot of people who are not considerate in any degree or form. We have people, you see someone posts, for instance, losing a loved one, and then people be like, let me not even. That is even too sensitive. And in fact, what I was going to say was quite heavy for me to even say. So there's in consideration, we're also talking about sensitivity. Sensitivity and maturity. Okay, sensitivity and maturity plays a huge role in you being able to be considerate as a person. And then you can't be a considerate person without being a kind person, which also is an attribute of love. Okay, kindness. This is something that really amazed me, especially from ladies, when you would have to go for a man who's doing well, is emotionally stable, or will I say emotionally stable? He's financially stable, but he's not kind. Okay, he's not kind. You see a level of violence in this man, and you're just thinking about the money. And you're telling yourself that you believe that you would, how are you relating with someone who is violent, but you want his money and he will not hit you someday? Okay, it is imperative being with someone who is kind. Someone who is kind, not just to you, but look at the way that person treats the people around him or her. It is very important. It is very important in choosing a life partner. It is very important in being with anyone. It is even important whether or not you want to get married ultimately, but it's just important to be a kind person, because there's the popular saying that says that what goes around comes around, all right? What goes around comes around. So I want to see more people in the comment section. We have just Judith. I think we have one more. I hope it's not my network. Okay. So yeah, love is kind. Then there's this other part. Love is, I think our fathers and our mothers from way back actually possess this quality. It's one of the qualities that, it just stands out. It just stands out, right? It's the fact that love suffers long. Love is long suffering. Okay, love suffers long. What does that mean? Love endures. Okay, love endures, and then you can't be someone who endures without being someone who makes excuses for people. So love is able to make excuses for people, which is what it means when we say love covers a multitude of sin. What does it mean to cover a multitude of sin? Does it mean that you are living in denial? No. But it just simply means that you would not you will not expose the person you're in love with, but rather you would protect, okay, you protect their image while you secretly correct what it is that they are doing wrong. So covering a multitude of sin doesn't necessarily imply that you turn a blind eye and you become a sycophant, or you begin to cheer them on in the wrong way while they meet their Waterloo. No, far from it. It just simply means that you are not a talebearer. It just simply means that you're not out to assassinate their reputation while you are in secret trying to help them make adjustments and get it right. Growing up, we used to talk about, having that friend of yours who would believe in you, who also would, how do I put it now? That friend who sees you fighting on the street and just, the guy go just pull on, go just start the fight. Sorry, before I continue this conversation, I just realized that I'm a lot more calm today. And I think it's the suit. Or I think because it's a little bit chilly today. Mirinda. You see, I started misbehaving. The moment, my energy is here. I feel it. Yeah, how y'all doing? My energy's back. My energy's back. My energy's back. Back. My energy's back. My energy's back. My energy's back. So, what time do they talk? Yes. You see, these years I'm saying, it doesn't mean I remember. It just means the tea is coming. It's coming like a ripple effect. It's coming like echo. So I was saying that, hi, Sean Winston, how you doing? Thank you so much. Sean Winston says, hey, good job. Thank you so much for joining the live. Please do well to tell us, Judith and Sean, where you are watching from, okay? Yes, so I was saying, your good friend, as growing up, we're told, your good friend, your faithful, your loyal friend was that guy who would just see you fighting on the street and the guy would just pull hand, he would just join in the fight. He doesn't know if you're wrong or you're right. He just fights with and for you. And then when you get home, on your way home, he's just asking, what really happened? What really happened? And then if you're at fault, he actually would advise you. So that's a faithful friend. Let me give you this gist about love. This is a real life story, and it happened to me while in my village. Where kids. This was probably, I don't know, 96. I can't remember, or 98. I can't really remember. But there was this particular time we went to my village, and we usually would go to the river to either wash or fetch water for the pot and all of that. Yes, someone is probably wondering, for real? You mean prolific? Man, you even know road to village? Yes, Asabi road to village. So we would wash our clothes because, there's abundance of water there. You don't have to be, economical with water. And I remember how we would go also to swim. And one of this particular day, I remember I went to my siblings and one of our aunts who stayed with us. And then I was in the river swimming, very large river. I was in the river swimming. My sister was at the river bank washing her clothes. And then my brother was at one other side of the river, swimming. And then a fight broke out, right? A fight broke out between my brother and some, excuse me, see why it's not good to drink this thing. Please, when you are presenting, it's not good for you to drink something. But if cold they catch you, make sure you go ahead to drink something. So yeah. So a fight broke out while in the river. I was swimming. My brother was on the other side swimming. And then there was this set of guys. There were so many, who came around to swim, and bunch of troublemakers. Some can't find woman, and all that. So my brother got into a fight with them. And I don't know if my sister is watching. I think she must be watching this, or she will probably watch this later because she's one of my biggest fans. Yeah? And I love you, sis. So my sis is, growing up, my sister, ironically, you would think that my brothers will be one of those guys who would fight for you. on the streets. That lie. Now my sister, they do the fighting. She was the tomboy that I can't count how many times I got into trouble and my sister will come fight a guy for me, and she's just amazing. So the fight broke out at the river, and then I remember watching my brother fight from a distance and my sister leaving her clothes, rushing to go fight for my brother, my eldest brother, and then while she was, rushing to go help my brother, some of the guys who were fighting with my brother had their own friends in the river with me. So everyone was trying to rush to go deal with my brother. And then one of them, that guy, false prophet of doom, one of them just said, wait, why would they have to swim all the way to go to that side of the river to deal with this guy when his younger brother is right here with them? So they should begin dealing with me first. No conjunction. See, I saw the third heaven. I came back, I saw the third heaven. They will press me. I'll come out. See, it's almost like water was coming from my eye, my ear, my mouth, my nose. My eyes were red. They would. So my sister was now, torn in between having to go help my brother, who they were really dealing with, and having to rush back to help somebody that might soon die inside the river. I'll never forget that story. But you see, that is just what love can look like. Okay? Love doesn't say, you know what, they're dealing with him, it's good for him. The hair word is very stubborn, yada yada. No, love doesn't do that. Love gets into the mud with you. Love gets into the fight with you. Okay? Love gets into the fight, handles the matter, and then can later come back and say, oh, what really went wrong? Okay? That's how it works. That's how it works. So love is considerate. And by considerate, I also said love also is enduring. Love suffers long. Love suffers long with the person is in love with. Okay? It's different from, when I say suffer long, I'm not talking about ignorantly. Even in business and investment, they say take smart risk. Okay? Take calculated risk. So it means that there are different kinds of risks. There are risks that are foolish risks that you don't even have to be a business expert for you to not take. And then there are risks that are actually calculated risk. Okay? So love endures, love suffers long. Okay? So we still have just a few people online, and I'm really hoping we'll have a lot more people join the live tonight. Please do well to join the live tonight. Okay, so we've established that love is not rude. Love engages in a high degree of emotional intelligence. Love is considerate. Love weighs her words. And we've had the podcast here on the here in the Alpha M studios, where we talked about how the society knows so much about a man who batters a woman, which we totally condemn, which is totally wrong. But before I even go on, there are also women who batters men. I have so many stories. I have one. My God, I have one growing up in secondary school. In fact, I've been in a fight growing up with two ladies. One a Barra girl. I hope she's not watching this. The sister had muscle. She's not so tall. She's just wide on the ground. Very muscular, very, very, very muscular lady. Okay, and let me not distract myself. But so love is considerate. We know that there are men who batter women, which we totally condemn. But there are also women who batter men. And I think I've said in one of our lives where I lived in a house sometime in Jos. I think, it was the very first house I lived in where the caretaker was always being beaten up by his wife. And my friend and myself will always have to do the referee, So one of those days we had to, I think she had some things to wedge the door, and we had to push through our way and look at this man on the floor, and the woman is on top of him, and she's like, You know, so being battered is not a one-way street, right? So that's what we can see, right? But there's also verbal abuse. And it's something I've noticed. Men are not so, and I'm not saying this because I'm a man, but men are not so good, proficient. Men are not so great when it comes to using words to batter a woman. That's not to say that we don't have men who do that. There's so many battered, damaged men who actually do that, right? But it's a totally different ball game when you see a woman who is proficient with ill words batter a man. And then you see how that man who looks so macho, it just affects his self-esteem, affects his day, and really messes up his drive. I've been there before, okay? So this is not just theoretical. I've been there before where, fill in the blank spaces. I was really battered. Okay, so love is considerate. Love is considerate not just in actions. Love is considerate in words. So what that also means that love doesn't say everything it's thinking. This is very important. Love doesn't say everything it's thinking. We live in a society that will tell you, oh, mommy, I'll just say my mind, or I'll tell you my church minds, or, you know, there's freedom of speech. But the truth is, the popular saying that goes that where one's freedom ends is where the next person's freedom begins. So begin to understand that where I don't have total veto power to just say stuff, okay? There should be some level of confines. I should be able to put some level of guard over my words so I can have an interesting relationship, okay? So yeah, we have Sir Don Amos in the building. How Sir Don Amos, how you doing? It's good to have you online. Yeah, he just reiterated that love is not rude. Truthfully, you see, love also, within love is respect also, right? That's not to say that you want to toast baby, now go and be telling her, baby, you know I really respect you. Kai, I have too many stories. You know, I had this story of where, should I say this? I had this story of where my pastor, you know, got to notice a man and a woman very, very long time ago. This is probably 2006. And, you know, he called them out in the service and it's like, he wants to know what's going on, you know, and yeah, so they confirmed they were in a relationship, but you know, he was upset. You didn't tell me another. Okay, that's fine. So, you know, he was just catching cruise. And he's like, okay, so how did you even go about asking the lady out, you know? And the guy now goes, I respect you. You know, everybody just started laughing like, guy. You know, so yeah, there's the ingredient of love. When you love someone, you respect the person. But the guy just went, you know, I respect you. So they're like, how can you be a man and you can't ask a woman out? Okay. And then they said to the woman, you know what? You teach him how to ask a man out. And then she turns and she's like, you know, I really adore you. You know, everybody just started laughing. And then it's like, my pastor's like, no, you can't. I'm not your pastor. Like, no, I'm a romantic man. You see? And then my pastor walks off from them and then goes to his own wife and I say, baby, you know, he just flips her hair and he's like, you know, I remember the first time, how did he say it? He said, I remember the first time I saw you and how you fell under the power or something. I can't even remember. And how your eyes sang melodies of together, you know, but it was just so rhythmic and melodious. And, you know, so love is also an art, okay? Love is not gra-gra. Love is not assumption. Love is an art, okay? An art in the sense that it is thoughtful, it is mild, it is gentle, it is, oh my God. I feel love right now. I feel it. I don't know what it is, but I feel love. Love is gentle. Love is not brash. Love is not harsh. Love is not choleric. Sorry if you're choleric, okay? Sir Don Amos also shared with us, he said, love is not motivated by self. Thank you so much. And that's so true. Thank you, Sir Don Amos, for that. Love is not motivated by self. And, that takes me back to what I started saying earlier on, that love is not self-centered. Love prefers its neighbor. Love prefers its neighbor. So, for crying out loud, what are you doing in a relationship with somebody who is thinking about he or herself alone? You shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be there, because you're just building a parasitic relationship. Love is supposed, relationships, okay, whatever kind, romantic, platonic, whatever kind of relationship is supposed to be, what's the word? Is it symbiotic? Okay, it's supposed to be, come on now, help me out. It's supposed to be a two-way traffic, all right? Not parasitic, not one-way street. It's supposed to be, and it's really sad that we have, and this is why we have to be intentional with the things we put out on social media. This is one of the reasons why Ready for Marriage exists, because it is not just about being lovey-dovey and having butterflies in your tummy. No, it is about being properly informed that, hey, this person you're in a relationship with, there are days that this person is going to piss you off. Are you going to just walk away, or there's some level of knowledge you have that you'll be able to deal with this challenge or this situation? Okay, so love is an art. Love is thoughtfulness. Love is not self-seeking. Love doesn't, there are people who believe that because they belong to a particular gender, whether male or female, they deserve all the love. Their job is just to sit back and enjoy the love. Yeah, there are men who think that way. There are women who think that way, who think that their gender automatically qualifies them to just sit back and make demands. Okay? That's not how love works. Love is not self-centered. In one of our podcasts, which is going to be coming out soon, I talked about love is not self-love. Love is not self-love. Okay? Love is not self-love. And what am I trying to say? I balanced it by saying that it doesn't mean that you don't take care of yourself, because that in itself is not you loving yourself. Love means you should take care of yourself so you can take care of the next person. However, when we say self-love right now in this generation, in our subconscious, what we are insinuating is that love is self-centered. So you are thinking about just yourself, what you can get. It's just about you. Okay? And so many times we don't make so much input in people's life. And please, again, beyond just a romantic relationship, being in a relationship, interacting, let me use that word, interacting with people is supposed, you should have a mindset of what can I give, what can I add to this person's life, whether or not we end up getting married, right? What can I add, what can I give to this person that will leave a landmark in their lives? You should meet people and be thinking, how do I live? And the truth is, when you genuinely love people, you see, this is another frustrating part. I need to say this. This is another frustrating part where people love people and expect that they will get the same degree of love from that person that they loved. It doesn't always work that way. Yes, you most likely will get it, but it's not a guarantee. But are you going to get it back 1,000 times? Yes, you will. But you just might not get it from that same person. Okay? Excuse me. You just might not get it from that same person. So love should be about helping the next person. I gave the illustration on Saturday when I said, if you have someone who has 50,000 naira and you have 10,000 naira, you don't give, or you don't expect the person with 50,000 to give you because you have 10,000. That's not love. Love says that I have 10,000, my friend has 50,000. I just want to give him 5,000 naira. Not necessarily because he's in need, but because I just want to see him happy. Okay? As long as that 10,000 naira no be your pikin school fees, let me go deeper. As long as that 10,000 naira, of course, it's not even possible. Of course, I'm just giving you an illustration. There's no school fees of 10,000. But as long as that 10,000 naira is not money that you saved with your wife that you agreed that is for labor, Let's say you don't see your wife EDD. That is 20th of July. Today is 15th. Then somebody comes to beg you for money. You now pack all the money that you have been saving for labor and buying children clothes. Can't go give person. Say na love. No, that one is not love. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. But I'm saying that love doesn't even have a reason to love. Love doesn't have a reason to give. Many times when you find yourself trying to search for a reason to be kind to people, Omo, you are not in love. I mean, take it anywhere, you're not in love, okay? So yeah, our boss is in the house. Abdul Rashid Precious Salah, how you doing? Mr. Precious says love is not self-love. Yes, sir. Love is not self-love. What we preach today is self-love, self-love. Omo, take it anywhere. If you check it at the root of it, it is self-centeredness. It is, see, delete that suffix, which is love. The prefix is actually self. The actual suffix is self-centeredness. And it smells. And, you know, I was saying in one of our podcasts that self-centeredness breeds entitlement mentality. You can't love a person and feel entitled. It is impossible. My guy, is impossible. You can't love and feel entitled to a person's, time, or entitled to a person's resources. Now, let me also balance it. Does it mean that being in a relationship, you shouldn't have basic expectations? No, that's not what I'm saying. You should have basic expectations. Let's even use the scenario of father, son, or family, nuclear family. When you were growing up in your father's house, when you woke up, it is just normal that you will say good morning, daddy. It is just normal that you would wake up and you won't have to be the one to provide the food for the day. It is the responsibility of your father and your mother. They don't have to announce it that, hey, we gave money or we bought food in the house. No. Also, you don't wash your father's car and you come on social media and say, do you know what I do for this man? No. As in me, prolific like this, with this fine pocket square. No. Do you have a clue? Should I give you a clue to what I do for this man? I wash his car. I wash it in and out. People will just look at you. This guy don't they meant. Why? Because it's just a basic expectation that if my father takes care of me and I live under his roof, there are certain things he should not be doing. I should do it when I come of age. So there are basic expectations. I had to say that balance. There are basic expectations in relationships. Okay, there are very basic expectations. For instance, I don't expect that my girlfriend would tell me, oh, I'm in the hospital, and I'll be like, what are you doing in the hospital now? Did you go to see somebody? She'll not say, babe, I'm not feeling, I don't understand my body. I'm feeling joint pains. Babe, please, can you hurry up and come see me? And you just be like, babe, you'll be all right. Nah, babe, you'll be all right. You say you be man now for say be a man. But babe, you'll be all right. I'm busy, I beg. Call me later. In fact, you are still even expecting that she will be on that bed. They'll give her a sedative. And you will still hope that she will be the one to call you. You see? So the basic expectation is that, hey, my boyfriend is going to come. So when she gets to the hospital, maybe a neighbor takes her and they say, we're feeling next of kin, or who do we call? And her family is not in the same city. She will say, call my boyfriend. That's a basic expectation. So that's not self-centeredness, okay? That's a basic expectation in relationship. But now you begin to take it to a totally different extreme where there are even times where your partner is not in a very good shape or place, financially or emotionally, and you still make demands from them, then that's not love. That's not love. Also, let me say, love is not guilt tripping. We call it, this generation, I like this generation. I love that I'm alive in these times. We call it gaslighting. In a case where now you they at fault, you offend person, then you can't do corner to make the person feel bad so that the person will come apologize. The person will come go ask, come they wonder, it be like I know they try you. Meanwhile, the person is the victim, but you become so artistically competent that you're able to manipulate a person and make them believe that they are always at fault. That's gaslighting. Okay? So love does not gaslight. And we have so many people who are drained in relationships because they are always being gaslighted. And the sad part is that they don't even see it. They don't even see it. So they're always trying to make up. They're always trying to meet a particular standard. They're always trying to. And they don't see that they're not even in a relationship that is healthy. On Saturday, I also talked about ladies who are so drawn to gifts. All right? Ladies who are so drawn to gifts, and the men understand it. So they manipulate these ladies. So they batter their faces, and immediately they buy them a gift. So the lady has a swollen eye, and you're saying, what are you still doing in that relationship? He said, no, he loves me. He bought me an iPhone 15. Auntie, uncle is just feeding on your lust. Uncle is just pampering your lust. You know how we say we love to pamper men's ego? The men are actually pampering your love for mammon. So they will beat you up and still buy you gifts. In some other cases, they would beat up the lady and give her very good sex. And this generation believes that it means we're in love. But that's not love. And so when he gets tired, he'll be like, Amo, this one don't expire. I need a new free drink. You get? So love also has a way of being objective. Love is not entirely emotional. Are there emotions involved in love? Yes. Yes, there are emotions. In fact, if there isn't emotions involved, then we need to double check you. So love, there is emotions attached to love. But is love purely, solely, let me use the word, is love solely emotional 1,000 times? No. That's why you hear people say stuff like, if love is blind, marriage is the eye opener. So the things that you actually turn a blind eye to that are not your natural blind spots, you will find out in marriage that, this thing does exist. So I'm not supposed to go into a relationship and assume or hope, just hope that the person is going to change, or just assume that what it is that I am seeing as a red flag is not there, or it won't really affect me. Especially if the red flag you see is a deal breaker for you, because there are certain people's deal breaker that isn't a deal breaker for other people, because either because of their personality or because of the capacity that they've built over time, which is also important for you to know. What is your capacity level when you are dealing with a partner? It is extremely important. What is my capacity level? Okay, this person I'm going into a relationship with, this person is coming with certain level of baggage and trauma from his or her past. Can I handle these things that they are dealing with? You see, so love is truth in itself. Love is raw truth in itself. Love is objective. It is not solely emotional. It is objective. Love says, you know what, this thing is going to hurt me, but I need to know, can I go ahead with this or should I drop it? Also, if this thing is going to hurt me, is it going to help the next person? And then also, if this thing is not going to hurt me, is it going to hurt the next person? Okay, so there are also people who go into relationships and they want to get married, but their family is not in support. Okay, so this is not a general rule, but for me personally, I won't get married to a lady whose family don't like me. Why? Because that love is not just about myself and her. As much as it's primarily about the both of us, it is also a union, I was going to say a conglomeration. Where is this English coming from? It's also a union, a confluence, a meeting point of two different families. So imagine that I get married to a lady whose family don't like me. Does that mean that my kids can't go visiting my in-laws? Do you understand? So when they go visiting my in-laws, Am I going to be having sleepless nights thinking they will probably poison my kids, or they will say ill stuff about their father and turn their father against? It's not worth the stress. So love is truth. Love is objectivity. Love says that let's sit on round table and have this discourse. Why is this family not loving this person? Are these reasons valid? Are these reasons, something I should really look at and take a step backwards? Or we should go ahead and convince the family. Love is truth. Love is truth also in the sense that relationship, where every human is flawed, right? Every human is flawed. So what relationship is meant to do is to help you become a better person. Better person, I didn't say a perfect person, a better person. So you bring what it is that I don't have, I bring what it is that you don't have, and we become better together. And in becoming better together, it simply means that there are times where there's going to be friction. There's going to be friction. And that friction is going to come as a result of the truth that you share with your partner. For instance, babe, and you see, before I say that, let me say this. It's not just about the truth you say, it's how you say the truth. It's not just what you say, it's how you say what you say that counts. So, your babe is, or your guy mouths they smell. Do you understand? You can just, instead of just saying, babe, your mouth they smell, oh. Kai, that's when we go come out, you go embarrass me. You can just say, babe, now, wow. Babe, do you know, I'm thinking of changing your name on my phone. Do you get? And then your guy or your girl is like, are you for real? What did I do to this? You want to change my name on your phone? From what to what? You want to change my name from my love, or from sugar, or from nectar, or, so I don't give you an idea, or nectar, or jewel, or whatever it is. I say, no, babe, I want to change your name to, let's say, Air Commodore. Do you understand? Selah, just think about it. When you tell your babe or your guy, say you want to change in name from Nectar to Air Commodore, of course he go raise eyebrows. Say, which kind of name is that? You're already suggesting that, bro or sis, something is not good with our breath. Okay? And then you can jokingly suggest, why don't we try this other toothpaste? Why don't you try this other toothpaste? This is what I've noticed. So that's truth in love. You don't talk a person down and say you're speaking in love. Love considers the feeling of the next person, which was what I was saying earlier on about emotional intelligence. Oh boy. So we're out of time. We're out of time. Were you that kind of child that used to cry without tears, but your hand cries more? You just widen your lips. What happened? My friend, will you talk? No tear. So, love is not, I'm ending with this, love is not manipulation. Love is trustworthiness. Love is not manipulation. Celtin Prosper, how you doing? Celtin Prosper, I've been calling your name for the past 4 days. Celtin Prosper, did you go to marry and you forgot us? We have missed you right here on R4M, Celtin Prosper. It's really good to have you online. And please, don't be, the only permission we can give you to leave and not be on a live with R4M is when you're going to bring like 10,000 followers for us. You understand? Please, don't be missing our life. We miss you. It's not good. It's not good. Okay? But we really miss you, Celtin Prosper. Celtin Prosper, you're a philosopher. Please explain this thing you wrote. You said love is unknown. Thor. Is this an assignment for us to go and research? Celtin Prosper, he said love is unknown. But yeah, we really missed you, Celtin Prosper. Okay? Love is unknown. Just before, as I'm rounding off, please do well to explain what you mean by love is unknown. Okay? But really, love is truth. And truth seeks to win your partner over to you. Truth is not meant to repel people. It's meant to make them better and win them over to you. Okay? So far we've had a very interesting night. We had Judith Yusuf online. We have Sean Winston. You guys didn't tell us where you're tuning in from, watching from. We had Sir Don Amos in the building. We have Mr. Abdul Rashid Talao. We had Sir Tim Prosper also. Okay, so yeah, we're always here 7 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays, having a nice time. We're here simply because of you. We exist for you, and that's love in itself. Love is there to cushion. Love is there to give a shoulder. Love is there to help the next person with their skill set, with whatever knowledge that they want to share, and also be open to receive the same degree of love. Okay, so I think this is a very good place to draw the curtain. Yeah, this is a very good place. So today I'm going to be drawing the curtain this way with my mug. I know we have a lot of doubting Thomases. I would have loved to just pour, so you see that this is not aesthetics. I'm actually taking something very delicious. Yeah, so you should come to R4M Studios if you want to have what I'm having. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we're going to draw the curtain for tonight. Again, I remain prolific, and it's a delight having you guys. Please do well to send in your messages, your questions, whatever. If you have need of counseling, send us a DM. I'll be right there to attend to you. We love you, and from the R4M Studios, we say thank you so much and take care of yourself. Have a pleasant night's rest. Ciao. Now they distract me,